Hello guys, and welcome to another in-depth review here on NNT Auto Reviews. My name is Tyler, as always behind the camera, giving you guys these in-depth walk-around videos of all these awesome brand spanking new cars. Today we're going to be checking out the all-new 2019 Volkswagen Jetta, and this one is in the sportiest R-Line trim level. Okay, so before we get started checking out all of the features and whatnot, I want to show you guys the window sticker for this particular car, just so you know how Volkswagen sets it up. So right over here we have all of our standard features as this column suggests. I'll zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see it, and you could always pause the video to get more information. We have our parts content down here while we're over here, so you can see all of that. I know a lot of people like to see that. If we take a look up here, we have our different options right on down here. Warranty information's right there. So the only real options we have is the monster mats, which are just the heavy-duty sort of all-weather floor mats, and we also have the roadside assistance kit for an $85 fee. Taking a look at the bottom, we have a total destination price of $850, which isn't bad, and a total vehicle sticker price of $24,165. Taking a look up here, we have all of our fuel economy information, and down here is our crash ratings. Of course, it's not rated quite yet because these cars literally just came off the truck. Alright, so moving on to the side of the all-new Jetta, I really like the sloping roofline down there. It really gives it a really nice appearance, especially with those R-Line specific wheels. Looks really good from the side, but the color we're working with today is called Black Pearl Metallic, and there are 6 available color choices on the R-Line trim, and the wheelbase comes to a total of 105.7 inches. And wrapping around to the rear of the all-new Jetta, front-wheel drive is obviously the only drivetrain option available at this moment. Alright, so let's get into the details of the all-new Jetta, and we get started out up front. Give you a nice head-on view there. And we'll start with our headlamps here, which are LED high and low beams for all trim levels, which is pretty neat there. It looks like they're in reflector housing. You have LED daytime running lights, and then you also have your turn signals right up here as well. And if you take a look down here, we have some nice fog lamps too. Pretty neat styling. You could definitely see it with the black paint. You have these nice gloss black slats right here in the grille. You have a chrome portion right up there as well, which looks really nice. The big Volkswagen emblem, as well as the R-Line emblem, which looks pretty awesome. So yeah, pretty nice front end for the R-Line Jetta. So taking a look up here at the hood, we have a whole host of pretty prominent creases on the hood there, some towards the center, more subtle in the center, and more bold right over here on the edge of the hood there. If we take a look down here, we have these really nice R-Line specific wheels. It's got kind of like a glossy gray sort of effect. It's not quite chrome, it could be like a dark chrome sort of thing. But they are 17 inches and they are aluminum. You also do have your tires measure up at 205/55 up front, ventilated disc brakes of course. And they also give you these nice caps for the lug nuts, which is pretty neat. You obviously have your R-Line badging, some nice mirrors that will fold in. It is partially a flat black, which helps out with all the rock chips and all that stuff. Taking a look up here, we have an oversized sunroof, which is pretty awesome. Taking a look over here at the mirrors, again we have the blind spot warning, which is pretty awesome. See that they include that. Nice chrome strip. We have the smart key entry on both the front door handles, which we'll get into. You have a nice little shark fin antenna up top. Same rear wheels and whatnot, solid disc brakes back here. And pretty much all the bulbs back here too are LEDs, which is a really nice touch on the new Jetta. Obviously, as far as emblems, we have the Jetta emblem and the Volkswagen emblem right here, and we can make out the backup camera just underneath the Volkswagen emblem. Pretty nice back here, and you could see that the back of the trunk almost comes to like a spoiler, pretty nicely integrated in there. And if we take a look down here, we have some nice chrome decorations, and I said decorations because they actually aren't. The exhaust is actually pretty solid right in there. The exhaust is actually hidden underneath there. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop the hood and check out what's underneath it. Okay, so currently the only engine option available for the all-new Jetta is an all-new engine. It is a 1.4 liter inline 4 turbocharged. Produces 147 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 184 pound-feet of torque at a relatively low RPM range. You can see that the battery is insulated over there. You have the airbags right over here. No engine cover over here either. You can even see the intake is up front and the exhaust goes out the back. See the caps for the dual overhead cams. You have a reservoir over here, and that pretty much does it. Alrighty, so before we check out the interior, let's go ahead and see how the smart key entry system works, since some manufacturers do it a little bit different than others. So the way this system works is the two front doors are able to do it. Just as an example, the car is unlocked at the moment. However, if you see this little indentation right there, as long as you have the key fob within a few feet of the car, it'll actually lock all four doors if you press that little touch sensor there. Now there are sensors behind the handle that allow you to unlock the door by just simply putting your hand behind it, and if you put your hand behind it again, it'll unlock all four doors. So taking a look at the interior on the Jetta R line 2019, there is one color option for the R line, and it is called Storm Gray and Black. So obviously the seats are going to be the gray color, and then most of the rest of the interior are going to be black. Now as far as materials of the doors, this is all soft touch up here, which is pretty nice. It's even softer over here where your arm is going to rest, and the only hard touch plastic is all the way down here. We have our nice metallic door handle over here, lock, unlock, some nice trim work over here. It's got a nice pattern to it. We have all of our window controls. All windows are fully automatic up and down. We have our mirror controls over there, and then our window locks for the rear. We have a trunk release over here, a little bit of storage. Looks like you put a pretty huge bottle right there. And I believe there are 4 speakers found throughout this car. Now taking a look at the left of the dash, we have some pretty cool trim pieces there. So some high gloss black, and then the regular trim that you saw on the door over there. We have our lighting controls, so our fog lamps, you just pull it out like that, and then all your regular headlights right there. You have a hood release over there, your dead pedal and your regular pedals are down there. You also have some nice carpeted floor mats over here that you could button in. I'm going to leave that plastic protector on there though. And we have some pretty nice seats. They are leatherette material. And it's got some nice perforations in the center. Obviously this is the stone gray color, and then this is black. We have some stitching going along the sides. And it is controlled manually, so you have a height adjustment right over here. You have a backrest recliner over here, and then you also have your seat back and forth adjustment right over there. So it is 6-way manually adjusting. And you can also see the adjuster over here a little bit better for the tilt and telescoping steering wheel there. So let's go ahead and hop in, we'll start it up, and we'll check out the rest of the interior for you guys. So here's the new key fob that you get with the new Jetta. You have the nice Volkswagen emblem on the back, and you have all your buttons over here. You have your lock, unlock, trunk release, and then on the side you also have a panic alarm, and you also have a physical key on the inside, which you can take out using that little slider right there. But as long as you have the key fob on the inside of the car, your foot's on the brake, and you can locate the start stop button right over there, you'll be able to start the Volkswagen Jetta. Okay, so we start off the steering wheel in the all-new 2019 Jetta R-Line. So in the R-Line you get a pretty cool steering wheel, and it's nicely leather wrapped with some soft grained leather. You have some contrast stitching on the inside. You have the nice R-Line logo there at the bottom, some dark gloss black accents. Nice airbag cover with the Volkswagen emblem as well. But as far as functionalities go on the steering wheel, over here you have your cruise control, obviously, and then you could also, this button right here also brings up all of your different safety systems right up there. You can check those or uncheck them depending if you want them or not. And then over here you have your audio volume as well. Going across the airbag cover, you have all of your the rest of your media controls rather. You have voice commands, skipping between your different radio stations, skipping between your different songs. Then you also have these buttons over here for your screen up top, which we'll get into in just a minute. Down here we have our high beam controls. These are your turn signals, obviously. And then you also have your wiper controls on that stalk right over there. But as far as these controls go on your steering wheel, let's go ahead and check out what kind of information we get into up there. So we click the view button. We can obviously get all of our different safety systems over there. If we click to see different menus, see the assist systems, you can pull up your audio, your phone screen, you could see some vehicle status, and you could cycle back to your assist systems over there. Here's your telephone screen. Obviously, more information will become available to you when you have everything all hooked up. But this would kind of be my default screen. You have the time up here, which isn't exactly accurate at the moment. Whether or not your auto start stop is activated, the gear you're in, range. You also have your mileage at the bottom, an exterior temperature, and then your trips. So that's pretty cool there. But as far as the rest of the gauges go, I'm pretty sure it's R-Line specific. You have these red accents that go all around the numbers and whatnot, which is really cool. So you have your tachometer over here, temperature gauge, obviously the digital display right up there. Then you also have your speedometer and fuel gauge down there as well. If you do get upper trims, this will become totally digital. So this will be a really nice, completely digital screen right there, which is pretty awesome. Now if you take a look at the upper dash, it's got some pretty nice quality. It is soft to the touch, and you have some pretty cool stitching going all the way across the whole dashboard. Now over here you have a nice screen. Again, this is the smaller screen. You can also get a bigger screen in the upper trims, and I really like how it's more driver focused. Everything is kind of at a little bit of an angle towards the driver here. But as far as the screen goes, we can go ahead and check out some of the features. So as a default, we're kind of on the radio screen. You can see we have all of our presets over here, the manual tuning, which is always nice to see. We have our media over here, so obviously we don't have a phone connected, so both the media and phone screens won't have all of the features that we will be able to see. But you can of course hook up your phone via the Bluetooth. I'll just show you the phone screen quick. Obviously it'll find a phone for the Bluetooth. All your contacts and everything will sync over as well. This car is also Android Auto and Apple CarPlay compatible, and you can quickly get to that by just pressing that button right there. We have an information screen if you press that car button right over there. Energy consumption. We have economy screens right over there. Our driving data. Obviously there's not a whole lot because the car only has 11 total miles on it. We also have different screens right there. You can measure your tire pressures and just a bunch of vehicle status. We also have our setup screen, which houses a bunch of different settings that you can customize. And that pretty much does it for this screen up here. It kind of looks like we have a CD player right there, but I don't think that is. I could be wrong though. We do have some vents down here mounted nice and low, which is pretty cool. We have a dual zone climate control, so we can see our individual temperatures, and we can adjust them with these two knobs on the end. The central knob controls your fan speed. You have obviously your defrosters, an off button, a sync for the dual zones, your AC controls over there. And then we also have our heated seat controllers, so 3-stage heated seats for both the driver and passenger. We have our different where we want the air to blow, or recycling, and then obviously our passenger heated seats. We have our hazards right there. We have a nice rubber pad over here, and it's quite large, so it looks like it can fit pretty much any size phone, which is pretty awesome. We have a USB inlet right over there. We have our start stop engine right there, our logo for that. Electronic parking brake on this car, which is pretty awesome. Obviously make sure your foot is on the brake either when you're activating it or deactivating it, but to deactivate it you press down, to activate it you pick it up. Over here we can turn our auto start stop on and off. We have an eco mode, which is pretty cool. And then we also have a 12-volt power outlet. Taking a look down here, we have a pretty nice gear selector, and it is an 8-speed automatic. We have a little release there at the back that you need to press to get into gear. But once we do get into reverse, pretty nice backup camera pops up with the guidance lines. They don't move, but they definitely do help with the width of the car and pretty much where the bumper line is over there. We do have some customization over here for our brightness and whatnot, color, and that's some pretty cool settings over there. And if you don't want the backup camera up there, you can just press the X and it'll go away. We obviously have neutral, drive, and then if we bump it over, it actually goes into a sport and manual mode, so you can start shifting through all the gears, and you have a little sport mode there, which is pretty awesome. Taking a look down here, we have a couple of cup holders, pretty good size too, and we have a little compartment there, which I found is a pretty cool place to put your key vertically. You can also put pens or pencils, whatever you need there. Over here we have a pretty nice armrest, and it's pretty large for this class of car, which is definitely appreciated. And you can just lift it right on up to reveal a pretty good amount of space, as you would expect. with carpeting at the bottom. And you can also adjust the height of the center too. Taking a look up here, we have a nice mirror with the manual day and night mode, as you can see. We also have some lighting controls up here. As you can see, we can turn the rear lights on. Pretty nice to see that. And then we can also flip this switch right here that has the lights come on when the doors open. We have a nice big compartment for your sunglasses. Then we also have this oversized sunroof, which is pretty oversized. We have a shade that covers most of the light but still lets some in. Put that right back. And there's one switch used for both sliding and tilting, so just press the button in and the sunroof will tilt up for a vent. And we can slide it back like so to open the sunroof up over the roof. You kind of get this nice wind deflector over here. Sunroof is very quiet too, the motor that runs it. And we'll go ahead and shut the shade because it is getting quite hot out here in the sun. Up here we also do have some visors with a mirror and a light card holder up there, and we also have the grab handle. One more thing I really like about this interior is the black headliner. So yeah, mostly everything on the headliner is black, which I really like that on the cars. But I think that pretty much does it for the driver cockpit here. Next, let's go ahead and check out how much room we have out back. I'm going to adjust my seat to a normal driving position for myself. And the seats are actually very comfortable. A lot more comfier than my Chevy Cruze that's in this class of car. So let's go ahead and check out the rear. Taking a look out back, we have a pretty nicely designed door here. Hard touch materials pretty much until the armrest where it's a little bit softer. Then the hard touch materials continue down here. I believe it looks like we have a speaker on the rear door. We have our nice metallic handle back here, window switch, a little bit of storage as well. You can see the back seats here, our bench seats, obviously. And we'll go ahead and climb in and see how much room we have sitting behind my 5'10" self. And this is really great back here. Again, really great legroom. So at least, I don't know, I'd say at least 3 or 4 inches of legroom back here. Width-wise, it feels nice. We do have a pretty big drivetrain hump, so if you ever do have a central passenger, they're just gonna have to straddle that. Obviously, you saw up here the lights earlier for both passengers back here. We have a grab handle and a coat hook. And we're also treated to a nice leather-wrapped armrest that is extremely soft with a couple of cup holders there. So pretty nice car, and actually, to be honest with you, I've been looking for a new car lately, and this is definitely on the list. But next, let's go ahead and check out what the front passenger space has to offer. So up front on the passenger door, same materials and pretty much same design. You obviously have your window switch, lock unlock button, nice metallic handle and some accents over here. little bit of storage. And the passenger seat is 4-way adjustable. You have your backrest, goes back and forth with this over here. Then we also have your back and forth for the whole seat right there. Better view of the carpet that comes with the car on this side. And we can also take a look at the glove box here. Pretty nice pouch for the owner's manual, if you ask me. And a great amount of storage in there too. Very impressive. Alright, so you can pop the trunk as easy as just grabbing your hand right underneath the Volkswagen emblem and popping it up. It'll pretty much swing open all the way for you, as you can kind of see there, and you just lift it up the rest of the way. That kind of bouncing motion was kind of due to we're on a little bit of a hill here, but you get the idea. Awesome amount of storage back here. Definitely looks more than my car. You have a little split down the center there for the folding rear seats, and you can fold those seats with these two tabs right here. To release the seats, then you can go around and fold them down. We have our accessories back here, so the all-weather floor mats and the assistance kit is back there. We have a nice carpeting, and lifting this up reveals our jack and our spare tire, which is nice to see that. And you could go ahead and grab right underneath here and just close the trunk right on down. Alright, so opening the cap to the 13.2 gallon fuel tank. According to the window sticker, it looks like you're going to be getting right around 30 in the city and 40 miles per gallon on the highway. And it does take regular unleaded gas. We have the cap right there. There's also a little blank portion right there for the diesel models, which obviously we don't get. Alright, so to conclude this video, I hope you have enjoyed the 2019 Jetta R-Line just as much as I have, and I hope you stay with us for future in-depth reviews on my channel.